Hello from Singapore, this is Galinda. Today we have entered day 6 of our circuit breaker period here in Singapore. It's April the 12th. It's raining outside, as you can see. The sky is very dark. Today I have been craving for Japanese food, so let me start by sharing my lunch with you. I have ordered swordfish sashimi and sweet prawn sashimi. I love sashimi. I think it's very, very healthy. I've also ordered grilled yellowtail collar. So it's the collar. It's kohamachi kama in Japanese. I hope I've pronounced it correctly. As you know, there's only 2 in each fish, so it's a delicacy. The collar is the fattiest part of the fish, and it's very tasty and very healthy. Soba, I love cold soba noodle. Soba noodle is made of 80% buckwheat and 20% wheat. It smells delicious. This is a light and very refreshing version because the noodles are served chilled. It's a cold dish, and in Japan, during the summer, the weather is unbearably humid and hot, quite similar to Singapore all year round. So eating cold or chilled noodle just helps you to cool down your body heat. And it comes with seaweed, which I would put on top of the noodles like that, and it comes with a sauce and different condiments, different side, and all this I will put in the sauce. It includes scallions, chopped scallions, seaweed, and radish. I'll put that all in there, and some wasabi. Now, I'm not a very hot person. I can't eat too spicy, so that will do for me. Mix it in the sauce, and I will eat it. I'll try to eat it a very Japanese way. Take some noodle. Try the noodle first without anything. Delicious. Now, take some noodle and dip it in the sauce, not soak, dip it in the sauce and slurp. That's delicious. I'll do it again. One more. Here we go. Some noodle, dip and slurp. Ichiban. So today the weather hasn't been great to us. It was raining quite heavily with thunder and lightning, and at times it was very loud. This afternoon the hotel manager called me to inform me that there has been some changes and that I need to leave the hotel. The reason is the government has taken over this hotel, or will take over this hotel, to facilitate people returning to Singapore, Singaporeans or Singapore residents who return to Singapore. They will be put on a stay-home notice and quarantine. Hence, this hotel will take over that facility. And so all the guests staying here at the moment has to be transferred elsewhere. We have 3 days to move. He has given me 2 options to transfer to, and I've chosen one, and just a few minutes ago he confirmed that a room has been reserved for me in the next hotel. I'm staying at the Holiday Inn City Centre, located on Kavanagh Road, and since my arrival I checked into this hotel
And I have to say, the staff members here are very, very wonderful. They're very, very helpful, very, very friendly, and always willing to go over and aboard to accommodate my needs, and as well as other guests that I have spoken to. So for me personally, I'm a bit sad to leave. Yeah, this has, I've been here 31 days now, and this hotel has become a bit of a semi home. Yeah, so I feel a bit sad to leave the hotel, and I know some of the staff members now by name, and they know me by name, and yeah, but we can't change the situation. It's we're all on the same boat at the moment, and we just have to comply to what the government has in plan. So this hotel consists of 320 rooms, and at the moment occupancy is about 56%. So approximately 160 rooms are occupied, and all these 160 rooms has to be vacated by Wednesday. So we have 3 days time to leave this hotel and transfer elsewhere. The hotel staff members have been very, very helpful in regards of that, and yes, I'm very thankful for that. So if any of the hotel staff members are watching this video, and I know some of them are, thank you very much. I really, really appreciate, and you've made my stay very, very comfortable and memorable, even though we're in a very unique situation and everyone is a bit worried and insecure. But thank you for taking your time to share some of your stories with me, and also to get to know me a little bit. I wish you all well, and stay safe. You're doing a great job, and I hope that we will see each other again. Maybe I'll take this opportunity to talk a bit about what a quarantine order is, and what a stay home notice is. A quarantine order is a legal order. Persons under quarantine must not leave their designated location for any reasons. A quarantine order is issued to isolate individuals who has been or suspected to be a carrier of the infectious disease, or has been in close contact with someone who has confirmed positive for COVID. This is the aim for this quarantine order is to limit the spread of the virus within the community. A quarantine order, as I said, is a legal order issued to individuals under the Infectious Disease Act, and it has a legal force, and if non-compliance, there will be very, very harsh and severe punishments. Quarantine occurs usually in the home or hospitals, but it can also be served in a dedicated government quarantine facilities for those who do not have an adequate or suitable accommodation in Singapore. So this hotel will be converted into such a facility. The person under quarantine will need to be isolated from then on, and cannot have physical contact with anyone else in the same premises. A home quarantine package with some basic necessities will be provided to these individuals who has received the order. The person with a quarantine order must monitor their temperature at least 3 times a day and report that back to their designated quarantine order agent. as well as if there's any changes, if they feel unwell, they have to report to their agent immediately. Individuals under quarantine will be monitored by video calls at least 3 times a day, spontaneously at any time during the day or night. Spot checks will also be carried out to ensure that they strictly adhere to the conditions under the quarantine order. And if they're found to be non-compliant, the Director of Medical Services may require them to wear an electronic tag, or order that they be detained or isolated in a hospital or another suitable place. It is a severe offence to not be compliant to this order. There is a quarantine order allowance set up to mitigate the financial impact for those who are given the order. Once they have completed their quarantine, they can apply for this allowance, which is 100 Singapore dollars per day. So as previously mentioned, the quarantine order is a legal order. So if it's breached under any circumstances, there will be a fine of 10,000 Singapore dollars and or jail up to 6 months to be expected. And then there is the stay home notice, which will be given to everyone entering the country. Since the border is closed, the only people who can enter Singapore are either Singapore citizens or long-time pass holders. During this 14 days, the individual must stay in their residences or at a hotel like this facility, and they are not allowed to even go out to purchase food or any necessities. There will be separate arrangements made to accommodate their needs. The Singapore government agencies will contact them multiple times a day on different platforms such as phone calls, WhatsApp or SMS. And when contacted, the individual must respond within an hour. Those given the 14 days stay home notice do not have to have displayed any symptoms. This notice will be given to everyone. And during this time, the individual is obligated to monitor their health closely, such as taking temperatures at least twice a day, and observe if any symptoms occur. They are also advised not to share food, crockery or utensils or other personal hygiene items with other family members while they're serving this 14 days stay home notice. And if they do need to leave their rooms, example, to go to the toilet, then they should avoid touching any surfaces such as doorknobs or handles, or wipe them down with disinfection should they have done so. So the difference between the quarantine order and the stay home notice is that the quarantine order, the individual must stay at a dedicated or in a dedicated room, whereas the person serving a 14 days stay home notice is able to assess other areas in their homes. However, it is advised that they should avoid this as much as possible. 2 Singapore citizens were charged for breaching their stay-home notice. Mr. R, a 48-year-old man who spent a month in India, returned to Singapore on March the 21st, and he was given a 14-day stay-home notice. However, on the same day, he left his premises for approximately 2 hours to deliver newspaper, despite knowing that he shouldn't be doing that. And he reported that he walked to the bus stop and waited for the bus, and then he got on the bus. There were other passengers on the bus. Then he walked to wherever, a private residence building, and he took the lift and he delivered newspapers to multiple units in that on multiple floors in that building. And then he took the lift back down and got on the bus and went home. There is Mr. T, a 34-year-old man who returned from Myanmar 2 days after given the stay-home notice. He left his home. During this time, designated agents, the authorities, made a spot check on him, and he was not at home. He reported that on that day he went to visit food centers and a mall, and he spent an approximate duration of 6.5 hours in public places. The Singapore government does not hesitate to take firm enforcement actions against those who fail to comply the stay-home notice. Come on, people, this is Singapore. How stupid are you?